Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Marcellus back again with another video. I know lately I've been doing reaction videos to Eminem's newest album, but today I wanted to do a different kind of video. I mentioned in a previous short that I made that I'm going to do a video on my top 5 greatest rappers of all time, and that's what this video is going to be. I'm really excited to do it, and I would love to get your guys' opinions, if you agree, disagree. It's totally okay to disagree. I just ask that if we do disagree with each other, that just we're respectful about it. And yeah, so yeah, like I said, this is gonna be my top 5 greatest rappers of all time list. Again, this is just my list, and it's totally subjective. I'm not saying you have to agree with me. You can disagree if you want, and whatever you like is cool with me. So yeah, I'm gonna start with number 5 and work my way up to number 1, who I think is the best of all time. So starting at number 5, I have Rakim. Now, admittedly, I didn't grow up in that era, but I've heard some of his stuff, and I think he's really good. And I know he inspired countless artists. I know Eminem is one of the people that he inspired for sure. But yeah, Rakim. Some of the verses that I heard recently that I jotted down here that I think are really cool that stand out to me are from Microphone Fiend, where he says, "I was a fiend before I became a teen. I melted microphones instead of cones of ice cream," which I thought that was really cool. That was a really cool rhyme scheme right there. And then after that, he says, "I got a craving, like I fiend for nicotine, but I don't need a cigarette." Know what I mean? So I think that's really cool. So yeah, and also of course the My Melody verse. I can't remember it word for word, but it's like, I take 7 MCs, put them in a line, and add 7 more brothers who think they can rhyme. You know, I really love that. I love that song. So yeah, basically that's why he's. I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of other songs I'm leaving out, but yeah, in my opinion, in number 5, he's the best of all time. Again, just totally my opinion. So yeah, I have Rakim number 5. Number 4, I have the late great Big Pun, and yeah, so I really like his style. It's very similar to some other artists. I've heard at least maybe 1 or 2 Cool G Rap songs, and Big Pun is very similar to Cool G Rap, I think. And one of the verses that stood out to me that he wrote was on the song Beware, where he says, "I'm not the one you should be underestimating. Come to fade and I'll be under investigation." And then he says, "I still hold the title, and all my rivals a chance to dance with Mr. Homicidal, and hand on the Bible." You know, I really like those rhyme schemes also. I know there's plenty of other verses that he's done that are probably, they're probably top those, but yeah, those are the ones personally that just stand out to me as to why I think he's one of the best. But I have him at number 4. So I have Big Pun at number 4. Number 3, I have the late great Notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls. So for, like I said, number 3, I have Biggie. We all know how talented he was. And again, admittedly, I was too young, and I was just a baby when, unfortunately, he passed away. But yeah, growing up and listening to some of his songs, I think he's really great. And some of the verses that stand out to me that he wrote are from the song The What, where he says, "So instead of making hoes suck my dick up, I used to do stick-ups because hoes irritate them like the hiccups." So I think that was really cool. And then another verse that he did was, "You're in on top, we're short like leprechauns." Yeah, like crushed so-called willies, thugs, and rappers dons, get in that ass quick, fast like Ramadan. it's the rap phenomenon. Um, so yeah, Biggie is he was one of a kind talent. I think he I know he had ever like several other verses. Um, but yeah, I think that for me, he's the third best. And then we could also never forget when he just his songs like Big Papa and Hitting Thighs, Juicy, those kinds of songs. So yeah, so I have Biggie at number 3. Number 2 for my second greatest rapper of all time is the late great Tupac. What can I say about Tupac? I would say he was, and again, like I didn't grow up in that era, but listening to him as I got older, you know, I learned to appreciate him like I did, Biggie and Rakim and Big Pun. But yeah, yeah, Pac he was one of a kind. I really I like his style also. I like this one. I like this one alliteration that he did on the song "If I Die Tonight," where it says, "They say pussy and paper is poetry, power and pistols, plotting on murder motherfuckers before they get you." Picturing pitiful punk and copping, please, puffing weed as I position myself to clock Jesus. So yeah, that's just one of many verses the Pac that stood out to me that I like. Like I said, the beginning of that was, they say pussy and paper is poetry, power and pistols, plotting on murder motherfuckers before they get you. So yeah, Pac was really great. Some other hit songs, of course, that he did, like "Changes" and "So Many Tears," "Dear Mama," "I Get Around," "Brenda's Got a Baby," songs like that. "California Love," of course. So yeah, Tupac was, like I said, one of a kind also, and he was really awesome, and I have him at number 2 for my second greatest rapper of all time. And my number 1, greatest rapper of all time, which I'm sure you guys can already guess, is Eminem. I consider Eminem the greatest of all time. Again, it's subjective. I'm not saying you have to agree, but that's just my personal opinion. I believe Eminem is the greatest rapper of all time. No disrespect to the guys I mentioned before, because they're all great also. But I just happen to think Eminem is just a little bit above them, just a little bit. Again, that's just my opinion. But yeah, Eminem, what can I say about that guy? He's the GOAT, in my opinion. With his hit songs, "Lose Yourself," "Stand," "The Way I Am," "Without Me," "Till I Collapse," songs like that. Like that guy, he's made timeless classics. And so do the other guys I mentioned earlier. But yeah, so Eminem, I think he's the GOAT, and yeah, I just happen to think that he's the best of all time. Like I said, his hit songs, "Lose Yourself." That's probably my favorite Eminem song that he has, is "Lose Yourself." But yeah, I consider him the greatest of all time. So yeah, especially like I said in Lose Yourself, when he goes, he goes, he's weak, arms are heavy, there's on his sweater already. Mom, spaghetti, he's nervous. But on the surface, he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out, Like, like his palms are sweaty, like I just love that whole beginning of that song. And of course, The Way I Am, I love that hook on there. It's like, cause I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the paper, the news every day I am. Radio won't even play my jam, So yeah, there's plenty of reasons. I can list a bunch of reasons why I think Eminem is the GOAT. But yeah, those are my top 5 greatest rappers of all time. Number 5, Rakim. Number 4, Big Pun. Number 3 would be Biggie Smalls. Number 2 would be Tupac. Number 1 would be Eminem. So those are my top 5 greatest rappers of all time, and I would love to know what you guys think. Do you guys agree, disagree? And let me know who your top 5 favorite rappers are.